So it's Sunday, January 12th, and I'm currently reading The Women by Kristin. I'm about 3 hours into the audiobook so far, and I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I didn't expect this to have the tone that it's having, because it has a very, almost like a romance kind of tone. At least there's a lot of death in this book. It's about women going to war. It's following a nurse who goes to the Vietnam War, or she's going because her brother is, I guess he's in the Navy, but he has been deployed to Vietnam. So she wants to serve her country as well. But right before she goes, she already signs up, and then she finds out her brother's died. So she immediately regrets making that decision, but she can no longer take it back anymore. So she goes to war, and it is devastating in the best way. I am really enjoying this so far, so much. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So it's Tuesday, January 14th. I'm about halfway through my reread of Fourth Wing, right about there. I'm not as far along as I wanted to be, just because Onyx Storm does come out next week and I have a whole other book to read. So I'm gonna be planning to finish this over the next couple of days, and then probably for Iron Flame switching to the audiobook, partially because I didn't like Iron Flame half as much as I liked Fourth Wing, so I don't plan to tab it and analyze it as much as I did Fourth Wing, but also because I'm gonna be traveling the next couple of days and I don't want to take too many physical books with me. When I finish this one, because I also finished Mansfield Park recently, it's time to move on to my next read it or on haul book, and I'm planning to take The Empire's Ghost with me by Isabelle Steiger. So this is a politically driven fantasy novel. Atmosphere, if you could tell from the cover, looks like something that'll be really good at this time. I don't expect to finish it this week, but I do want to start it. I assume this is going to take me about 2, maybe 3 weeks, but hopefully only 2 weeks to finish. I do have the second one in this series as well, so if I do end up liking this one, I might pick up that one, or I might wait till I finish the other Read It or On haul books first. I haven't decided, but I do want to start this one as soon as possible while it's still cold out, so that I can get all of these good vibes. And then the last book I'm currently reading also is The Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is an e-arc that I got from NetGalley, and I'm enjoying it so far. It is a bit slower than I was hoping. I was hoping it would be a little bit faster than the first one, but it's about the same pace as the first one, which is fine. I just think because it is slow, I don't want to rush myself with that book, because then I'll end up not enjoying it as much as if I just took my time with it. So I'm letting myself enjoy it slowly. I did make progress on The Women by Kristin. I am listening to the audiobook of this. The audiobook narrator is Julia Whalen, who is fantastic. I am loving this book so far. I think I'm about halfway through it now, and it is going really well. It is so emotional. I generally do not have emotional responses to books, but this one is giving me emotional responses, even to very small characters who are only on the page for 2 pages. I don't know how she does it, but she makes me love these characters and care for them so much. It's so heartbreaking, because obviously it's set during the Vietnam War, so there's a lot of death, and I think it just goes to show how a lot of death can be done right, because I care about almost every single death on the page in this book, as opposed to something like Fourth Wing that has a ton of death in it and I don't care about a single one of them. So really loving this. I can totally understand why so many people love this book. So it's Wednesday, January 15th. I've been driving for the last about 2.5 hours listening to The Women the entire time, and if the first half of this book was fun and interesting and almost like a romance novel, the second half of this book is so heartbreaking. I feel like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and it's just so emotionally depressing. I don't know. I'm loving it though. This is really good. Kristin, I don't know how she does it, but she is a master at these types of books. It's a good thing she doesn't write more books, because I can only take about one of these a year. In particular, I'm finding how she writes the politics that have to do with the war very interesting. I feel like we're getting all sides to the story. It's really satisfying. My need to kind of see the different perspectives. It is so heartbreaking, but so good. All right, so I just finished The Women, and I think this is a new favorite Kristin book for me, because I loved this so much. It is an absolute roller coaster. I think feels different than any of the other books written by her. There's definitely a little bit more drama here than I'm used to seeing by her, but I just love the way she writes relationships and how she weaves the politics at the time into the story and all of that. And when I say relationships, I don't mean romantic relationships. I actually think the romantic relationships are a little weak, but particularly the familiar relationships and the friendships I think are really well done. And I just love this so much. Had me actually feeling emotional about it. I didn't actually cry, but I got close to it, and I very rarely cry when I read books. So this one definitely got me in the feels, and I absolutely loved it. So ended up giving this one 5 stars. So it's Friday, January 17th. I have not been feeling so good the last couple of days. I think it's because I've been like kind of stuck in a hotel room where normally like when I'm traveling, I try to spend like a few hours outdoor in a park or like at the beach because I'm very close to the coast right now. But it's just been so cold and overcast and windy that it was just too cold to go to the beach, which made me sad. So I've been like, for the most part, I've been trying to read, but kind of skipping back over to things that are easier, like watching YouTube and things like that. But I have made a little bit of progress on Fourth Wing. I read like, I'll say like 5 chapters or something like that over the last couple of days. I have like about 150 pages left. I was hoping to finish it because I mean, normally 150 pages, I could finish that in a few hours pretty easily. But like I said, I was planning to go to the beach and read on the beach, but it was just too cold for that. The chair in my room had like mysterious white stains on it, so I didn't want to sit in the chair. So the bed was like the only option. I don't mind reading in bed. I just prefer not reading hardcover books in bed, and it was weird and awkward, and I decided to just switch to an audiobook for a little while. I wanted something relatively short that I can finish around the same time as Fourth Wing, so I had picked up What Feast at Night by Kingfisher. Unfortunately, I did finish it. I have an entire commute today that's gonna be like 3 hours long that I don't have another audiobook for, but we'll see where that goes. I enjoyed it. I think I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. The first one got me a lot more into the story, while this one was just, it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't really have that much to say about it, so I ended up giving it 3 stars. Alrighty, so I'm about to hop in my car to drive back home. My GPS says about 2 hours right now, but it's the Friday before a 3-day weekend, and I live on the wrong side of Disney World, so let's be honest, probably gonna be closer to a 3-hour drive, but it's okay because I already picked out my audiobook. It's gonna be Miss Peregrin's Home for Peculiar Children, so I decided to pick up this one for 2 reasons. One, I needed another audiobook that's relatively short because I do plan on finishing Fourth Wing today, and I want to go straight into Iron Flame tomorrow, so I want something that I can finish in like a day or 2. So I think this book fits that category. And then number 2, I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't at least start The Empire's Ghost, which is my next Read It or On Haul book this week, and I do want to read another one of my Read It or On Haul books this week, and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is one, so I feel like this is a good combination. Also, I only have 5 days left on the audiobook hold. While I could renew it because there's no one waiting for it, I figured might as well just get it done with. I started it. I listened to like the first 5 minutes, like not a lot at all, but I immediately understand why so many people got into this book. Voice of this book is just so strong, and I already love the main character and his grandfather, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. I think this book is right up my alley. I love middle grade fantasy, and this is what it's feeling like, and I'm enjoying it so far. But like I said, only 5 minutes into it. There's a lot of time for that to change. If I do not end up liking it that much, I'll probably just switch to Rhythm of War at some point during the drive, because that's the only other audiobook I have right now that I'm like remotely interested in, and I don't want to start anything new. I've listened to a few hours of that one already. I don't want to listen to that one on audio too much though. I do want to switch to the physical book for that one eventually, so I'm going to try and stick to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children instead, and I'm excited for it. So it's Saturday, January 18th, and I have made a lot of progress on Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. I'm about halfway through it now. I have started taking a look at like some of the pictures, and they're kind of creepy, and I don't like the pictures, so I'm kind of glad that I have the audiobook and I'm listening to the audiobook. So far I'm enjoying it. I have decided to do a Read It or Unhaul vlog though, so I'll talk more about this in that vlog. But like I said, so far I'm really enjoying it. I finally picked up The Empire's Ghost by Isabelle Steiger, and I've read some reviews about it where they talk about like, oh, there's too many characters to keep track of and stuff like that. I'm like, no. Give me all of the characters. I want all of them. And there are like 3 different scenes. One has like a full cast of characters, basically what would be in any novel. And then another one has like one character who's like an assassin figure, which is so interesting. And then there's another one where it's like in another kingdom, following like the daughter to the king and the royal, I guess, advisor to the king. I don't know what his actual title is, but I enjoyed it so much. Like each different character is so distinctive. It has a personality that is so well depicted read that I can feel like the difference between them so easily. And then each of the scenes all had different like atmospheres and feelings and emotions. I'm enjoying this so much. And mind you, I've only read the first chapter, not even the first chapter, the prologue. I haven't even gotten to the first chapter yet. I only read the prologue because I still haven't finished Fourth Wing. So I need to finish that before I can get more into this, but I'm enjoying it so much so far. This is also one of my reader unhaul books. And mind you, I've only read the prologue. So there's a lot that could still go wrong with this, but I'm excited to get into this and I'll talk more about it in that vlog as well. Which gets us back to my reread of Fourth Wing, which I am about there. So almost done, but no, I did not finish it last night, even though I really wanted to. So that's gonna be my goal today. I don't have that many pages left, like 46 out of about 500 or so. 368 of about 500 or so. I have less than 200 pages, just over 100 pages or so to read. I'll definitely be able to finish this, but I'm in one of those moods where I kind of want to read other things right now. And I kind of feel bad about that because I am working on a video specifically for this book. And I'm supposed to read Iron Flame too by Tuesday, and we'll see if that happens. I think it's because it's a reread. Like, I think these types of books I always do better on like the first time around because it's so much about like the plot twists and like the little cliffhangers at the end of every chapter. Like this time around, I didn't even finish the chapter last night. If you look at this, I stopped like in the middle of the chapter. Like there are still like 2 pages before the end of the chapter. I could have easily read those 2 pages to get to the end of the chapter, but it felt like a really good stopping point for me. And I knew that if I read those 2 pages, there was gonna be some sort of cliffhanger that would want me to read to the next chapter, which is why I had to stop because I was just like, I need to go to sleep at some point. I don't love that aspect of the writing style, but overall, still enjoying this. It's a reread, obviously, so I expected to enjoy this. I don't know how much I'm gonna enjoy the second book though, because I have not enjoyed it as much as I did the first time around. And the second book, I did not love as much as the first book. So I have a feeling I'm not gonna like that one nearly as much. So it's Sunday, January 19th, and last night I did finish Fourth Wing by Rebecce Yarros. The ending gets me every single time. It is actually a very well done ending. I like the reveals that happen at the ending. There's this big battle and it's like an actual like dragon battle. I feel like a lot of fantasy authors kind of like shy away from the dragon battles even if there are dragons in their stories, and this one, it just goes for it. So I really did enjoy the ending and the reveals that happen in the ending. So I still ended up giving it 4.5 stars despite the fact that I had a lot of issues with it in the first like 3/4 of the novel. It's still a good book. It's still well done and I still like the characters and I love the ending and I am excited to listen to Iron Flame. And I did say listen to it, not read the physical book. I know I was planning to read the physical book. There are like 2 days before Onyx Storm comes out and I'm planning to pick up Onyx Storm pretty much immediately. So I need to finish Iron Flame quickly. I don't know if you see these shelves, but they're a mess right now. They're such a mess. And it's not just the shelves. Like there are a bunch of books on my dining room table. I don't know if you can tell that the lighting is weird right now. I need to change out like my lights, and there's just like a lot of household things that I need to get to because it's the beginning of January. Last month was like the busiest month of our year. I ended up traveling 100% of the time. Like I was not at home unless it was a Sunday, not even a Saturday, and not every Sunday I was even home. So like I did not have time to do hardly anything other than the few videos that I posted. So this month and February are supposed to be the months where I spend about 50% of my time at my house, which is great, which gives me time to actually turn this place into a somewhere that I can work and live and all of that. So that is gonna be my focus today. And while I'm doing that, I am gonna be listening to Iron Flame. I'm super excited about it. Also, I did make progress on A Drop of Corruption last night. And the part that we got to, I didn't even make that much progress. Like I was at, I wanna say like 17% and I got to 20% of the ebook. So like not a whole lot of progress, but the progress that I did make got to a point where it's actually making me really intrigued for like the mystery plot line now. So I'm really excited to get more of that read as well. But that's gonna be like when I get all the rest of my work done. Until then, Iron Flame is gonna be my main book to read today. So it is Monday, January 20th, and I don't know if you could tell, but I got my lighting situation figured out. Like all of the lights in my house are exactly how I want them now. It is good because they were not before. They were not working properly, and I like to have a mixture of like daylight bulbs and like soft white so that in the morning the daylight bulbs wake me up, but in the evening I have the softer, more yellow type of tone of light. I'm very light sensitive, and then all of my bulbs are also smart bulbs so that they can turn on and turn off as I want them, and I can add them to routines and stuff. So I'm just so happy to have that done. It took a while. Actually, it's not completely done. I do still have one lamp that I'm waiting for for it to arrive. It's a reading lamp, so it's not gonna affect me too much, and I'll get that fixed when I get back on Friday because the lamp got delayed, so it's not coming until Wednesday now. So hopefully it'll be fine outside for a couple of days. But yesterday I did start Iron Flame by Rebecce Yarros. I have been listening to the audiobook for this. I want to finish it today. To be honest, I want to get it done today because I want to get the video for this up ready to go tomorrow. And I only have like about 10 chapters left, about 2 hours left in the audiobook. So I think I can do this. Like, I think it's not gonna be an issue. I do not like it as much as Fourth Wing. I think Fourth Wing had a lot of tension. It also had world building and it had better romantic tension, I think. And it had better character development, in my opinion. Whereas this one, I feel like a lot of the character development, a lot of the overall romantic tension is just kind of gone out of it. It has a little bit more world building probably than the first one. Not to the extent that I'm that interested in it. And I'm kind of over like the needless action. So I think that's why this one is not working for me quite as well as Fourth Wing did. But we'll see. Maybe I'll like the ending a lot. Just like with Fourth Wing where the ending kind of redeemed the whole book for me. Maybe I'll end up liking the ending of this one. For now, this is definitely not going to be, I mean, it might be a 4-star, but it's probably not going to be above a 4-star read for me. Unfortunately, I have not made progress on anything else because that's been my entire priority for the last day or so. I do want to get back to A Drop of Corruption because I got to a part that I'm so excited for, and I'm really feeling the need to get back to The Empire's Ghost too. So I will be getting back to those very soon. I just have a couple more hours left in this audiobook. So I did end up finishing Iron Flame, and the ending was good, okay? Like, it was actually quite good. I do think the author did a better job of setting up the like payoffs for the first novel than the second novel, but I still really enjoyed this. I do think, like, I still have a lot of issues with this world and things like that, but the overall plot, I feel like, makes up for a lot of that. I'm giving this one 4.25 stars, which is higher than I expected to give this. I kind of expected it to fall more in like the 3.5 star range, but I did really love the ending. Like, I really did. I absolutely cannot wait for Onyx Storm. It's coming out tomorrow, and I will definitely be picking it up, but you'll have to wait for the next vlog for that, because for now, that is all I have for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. I post at least one video per week, but I've been posting a ton of bonus videos, so please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!